Well, we're back at it. Last week we couldn't get the rear lifted because, well, the spring bolts were pretty well seized in there. So I picked up some new bolts, and I noticed that the shock was too short, but I think we're just going to make some brackets to reuse the old ones for this year. Next year we'll get some newer ones, but I just want to get this done before the snow flies there tomorrow, or Sunday I should say. They start putting salt down on the roads, you know, so gonna get this done, get this wheel off and get at it, I guess. So we got to get those ugly bolts out. These ones here, and that one back there. Leaf springs are pretty much straight, they're toast, so we're gonna put some new ones in there. Alright, gotta get these bad boys out. They haven't been out in, probably since they've been put in there. So that's what I'm working on now. They're a little bit stiff, you know. Well, they're coming out, but what a battle. Holy crap. Can't get an impact in there. I heated them up and just manhandling them, I guess. Well, I won. What a pain. Broke that one free, but a bunch of pounding. Still have to get it out of there though. And then those up there. Well, one I guess, but probably have to drop it down. Take both out. Ay, ay, ay. Get her done. Well, I won. What a battle. Oh my god. Total pain. Nothing comes out easy, of course. 1986, right? So, but it's out. Now to put the new one in. Lots of fun. Whew. Yeah. Well, we'll keep moving here. It's dark, so I think we're going to be staying here tonight. We'll carry on here. Okay, so I got the one side done there. I'll show you what the biggest challenge is with these. You just switch the light here so you guys can actually see something. Okay, so that's one of the spring bolts there. Cracking them and getting the nut off is not a big deal here. It's on the back side. That's the nut right there. The other side, you're able to beat it off with a hammer, and once it started moving, it was okay. This side, we got the muffler, like, I don't know, how far is that? 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches away. So you can't hit on it with a freaking hammer. So I'd started this side the other day, and thought had better come up with another game plan before committing 100% here, because it just wasn't budging. So I guess the option is to take the muffler off, beat on it, get the bolt out, and then put it back on. But this thing is as crusty as the rest of the van, you know. Wouldn't hurt to change it, but I don't have time to do that today. So we're gonna see what we can do here. This is gonna be a nightmare for sure, but I want to get her done, you know. The other side's in. I don't know if you can see it there. Nice new spring. See, lots of room to beat the bolt off there. No pun intended. But was planning on putting a lift block under there where I'm lighting up there. But for a 2-inch block, the shock isn't long enough, and actually the brake line right there isn't long enough either. So I'll have to come up with another game plan for that too. I could probably put a 1-inch block, which would make the van probably level, maybe 1.5 inches. But for today, I'm getting the spring changed, so at least that's out of the way, and then the bolts, everything will be a lot easier to loosen off when I do come up with a game plan. And you know, I'm only trying to get this done because winter's here, and you know, I can check something off the list, you know, but I can always pull it back apart anytime really and put the block in there. It's just to give it a little more height, you know, under the diff here when I go into these trails with this thing. So anyways, it's hard to set you guys up to watch this, and there's a lot of swearing and beating and screaming and whatever, so there's not much point. I'd rather just show you guys after it's done, you know. But so if you're going to take on this leaf spring replacement there on a G20 or a GM full-size van, be prepared, because I have torches and all the right tools. I don't have a hoist. That'd probably be a lot easier with a hoist, but I have all the other tools and the knowledge to do it. It's just grunt work is what it is, right? So anyways, we'll see if I can get that bolt out, and we'll go from there. Not a lot of room for you guys under here, but I'll see if I can show you a little bit here. I'm going to try to swing the hammer over the muffler and around the parking brake cable. Should be fun, eh? Let's see here. This cable wasn't here, it wouldn't be so bad, but I'll be able to wedge something there. on the other side there, I had the whale on that thing, boy. It was, it's not even budging. Not budging at all. Like it's stuck in the metal sleeve, you know. That's what's happening. This is all too common. Like I just want to beat on it with a sledgehammer, you know. It would knock the thing right out of there, but not an option here. Of course, the driver's side, everything on the driver's side is always harder to get out. I guess the oncoming traffic slinging the salt at you there. Not sure what to do here. I could cut the leaf spring out of there, but you cut it off and then you got that rubber grommet to deal with, and then that's on fire burning, and may not have a choice, but I'm trying to avoid that. And you can't really swing at it any other way, you know? Parking brake cable is just making it more complicated. Let's see if I can get a vice grip on it or something. Not sure here. I don't want that falling in my teeth. Didn't even budge. That's not going to come out of there. If I could get a Sawzall blade in there, I could cut the bugger off. I have other bolts. Might have to happen. Trying to avoid torching, you know. I don't want to burn that shit out of that rubber. I have no idea if it's cutting it or not. Alright. Apparently that worked. Well, okay. I guess we're gonna win. I guess I better lower the rear end jack because that spring is loaded right now. And something's gonna happen. That's the shock bolt right there. If you guys can see it there, I'm gonna get that off. The jack's kind of in the way, but let's see what we can do here. I'm not real sure what to do about that brake line that's too short. Not a bad time to change the lines, I guess. They're pretty crusty looking. Again, not getting into that this year. I'm from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada here. Well, just outside of Ottawa. But we get some pretty good winters here, and this thing's, I don't know if it's really ever been driven in the winter or it's been really well oil sprayed. One of the two. I don't want to run it in the winter because, I mean, if I was leaving here to go to Florida or something, maybe I would. But I don't want to run it around if I don't have to. Try to keep it, you know, from rusting any more than what it is. And probably get it oil sprayed again there too, just to keep on top of it. Okay, shock bolts out. That one's not too bad. So I've got this jack here on the rear end, but that's keeping the spring loaded, right? So I'm going to take the jack out of there. I've got it supported mid-frame, and I've got a jack stand back here. I mean, that looks a bit sketchy there, but it's only catching a little bit of the weight. It's not holding the whole van up. There was barely anything on it. Probably keep the jack here. Catch it if anything ever were to happen. So I guess we'll cut the other side of that bolt off. And cut the back side with the nut. Now I gotta cut this side because I want that to just drop through, right? So I'll set you guys back up here and you can have a look-see. Light's a bit blinding, sorry, but I need to be able to see, you know. So I'm cutting the other side of this. You're not really going to see what I'm doing, but you know what I'm doing, so. Real awkward to cut in here, I'll tell you that much. Wow. Holy crap. Not easy. Wonder if we got enough to break off. gosh. This side's not as easy, eh? Of course, the blade is chewed a bit. Get it back in there. Doesn't like to be in there anymore. Well, I think we're going to try a new blade. See if that does for us. Excuse me. See what this does for us. Man, is this thing ever stubborn. I can see daylight in there. It's getting through it. We're 3/4 of the way anyways. See that? The rubber's getting sticky, so it's grabbing onto the blade. Sawzall is getting hot. Alright, we'll have to give it a little break, I think. I guess while the Sawzall is cooling down there, we'll crack some of these bolts here, I guess. I usually give them a little heat, you know. Put a little heat on them and then undo them. I'm reusing the U-bolts because I bought long ones for the lift kit, but they're too long if you're not putting blocks in there. So these ones, I mean, so far held up, so I'll try to do the same thing here. This is no fun either, but I guess what part of this is any fun, really? right, I won that battle. There we go. Those are off, nuts are on the ground. So I heated the hell out of them, and then I used the, cracked them with the bar and ratchet, and then used the swivel and socket there in the electric impact. Just blasted it off. I just noticed I could probably get in there with the Sawzall from here for the last little bit. In there, you know. So then all we have left is the one up there, which is usually a real bear, of course, but and that's it. And then we should be able to get that spring in there. I'm going to get the battery for the Sawzall and we'll give that a shot. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Different angle. Cutting right in there. The Sawzall. If you guys can see or not, but give her a shot. Very close, but not quite. There we go. Was hanging on by a hair. Literally a hair. So we're out. That one is the funnest of them all. Hidden up there. I'll try to... Well, the old one's out. That right there, that took an hour. So did that. So... anyways, there's the new one. A disaster on the ground. And unless you're really looking for a challenge here, stay away from this. But I guess what doesn't kill a guy makes a guy stronger, eh? I don't know. What else could you be doing on a Saturday morning, you know? Anyways, we'll have a nice suspension set up when we're done here, hopefully. So reverse process to put this back in, I guess, with a little less swearing. Yeah. Anyways. All right, so spring is in, bolt is in, bolt is in. Just got to tighten things up, and shock bolt, and we're good to go. That's about 10 hours, 8 or 10 hours on this. Just changing the leaf springs. About 8 or 10 hours to change the leaf springs. It's quite a job. But laying on the ground, you know, opposed to having a hoist, you know, this is a welding shop, so we don't need a hoist, you know, very often. It would be handy, but maybe one day get a bigger shop. So yeah, I'll tighten things up and then we'll throw a tape on this, see what we ended up with after all. So be back in 2 minutes. Alright guys, that's it. She's done. So let's see what we have with a measuring tape here. I don't have my helper today, so I have to do all this by myself. So we had, I believe, 29 5/8 before we did this, and we're at a hair over 31 1/4. So we went up, we went up almost 2 inches just with the inch and a half. We went up 1.5 inches just by changing the leaf springs. But I'll tell you, those lift blocks that you buy from eBay, aluminum lift blocks, they say you'll get 2.5 inch lift on them. They are lying through their teeth, because we had 31 on the front, and it's a hair under 33. So you're getting the 2 inches, just about the 2 inches, but not 2.5 like they say. And I suspected that. So we'll say 33 here, and just about 31.5, and that's just rough measurement off the trim, right? So so we're 1.5 inches lower on the back. So I think we need a 2 inch block in there. It'll give it a little over, or a little less than 1/2 inch taller. And we all know that once we load it with people or camping gear, it'll sit pretty well flush, level I should say. So anyways, is it worth it for the amount of lift that you get? A couple of inches? Well, what's that saying there about, you know, an extra 2 inches never hurts? So if you're going through the bush and you don't want to bottom out, then the 2 inches might help you. So anyways, my leaf springs had to be changed anyways, so it wasn't a waste of time for that alone. The fact that I have to open it back up again to get the blocks in there, because I need to get some shocks and figure out the brake line's a smidgen too short. I don't want to be going through a trail and rip the frickin' brake line off, so I'm gonna figure something out for that. But that's gonna be a springtime thing. This is it for me. This thing's gonna get parked until April or May. But you know, anyways, it's done, thank God. It was a beast of a job and made a disaster, this shop, but I'll spend an hour and tidy up and go hang out with the wife for a little while at home. Poor thing's injured, leg injury at work there, so she's up on the couch healing. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not. We don't have very many subscriptions, and I'm giving this a year, and if you know, if nobody's watching, I'm not going to bother filming, I think. Then again, who knows, maybe I'll continue. I like doing it. It gives me a reason to get out of the house on the weekend, right, in the summer for camping, and you know, winter months. So I'll give you guys some projects we're doing here in the shop, and you know, so yeah. Anyways, have a good weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Well, it definitely sits a lot more level than what it was. Still a little bit low in the back, but